Chapter 8 Day 3 Third Floor Control. One hit wouldn't be enough. I cornered Han Sunyon against a wall and my fist struck into its abdomen. I did again and again until his upper body bent over. Sunyon Opa! I reflexively frowned as I heard a woman scream. What it is? Why? Let's see. This wasn't a question that I would answer. I gazed at Han Sunyon's face. Fear could be clearly read on his eyes as his finger bled with his bleeding nose. My fists were more violent due to what happened yesterday. Tell me, what happened yesterday? It was a command to speak. Ansunyon has conflicted, but he already had no strength left to hold his club. All that remained was his pride. A woman was right in front of him. You want more? Yesterday. In the end, he confessed to yesterday's crime in a trembling voice. Despite the fact that he tried to justify his action, he was the one who ran away alone in the first place. Disappointment flashed throughout the woman's eyes. I'm sorry, I have sinned directly, so please forgive me. An apology emerged from his mouth, but it wasn't very meaningful. I extended the palm of my hand, and Sunyu took a wolf's palm and reached for my hand. That's not it. Hand me the club. Why? Why should I trust you with a weapon? If Ansunyon has a weapon when I hold, there was a 1% probability that it would be aimed at the back of my head, given half a chance. Give it to me. That's my item. I lend it to him. The woman intervened. Ansunyo perked up as he felt some hope. As if to corroborate his excuse, he pointed to the woman and said, That's right. It isn't mine. Why does that matter? I kicked Ansunyon, who misunderstood and exploded his palm. Lower your eyes. Don't look at me. I want to kill you because I'm so irritated. I said this, but honestly I thought it was childish. It was absurd from a grown man in his 20s to say such a thing. I was only appropriate for immature middle and high school students. For unfortunately, these were my thoughts. There were dogs who couldn't be controlled to calm voice and logic, but instead throughout force. There were a lot of them, as many as the number of people in the world. No, maybe more than that, and Sunyon was a dog. I wasn't a genius who could manipulate a dog skillfully, nor did I have the passion of a saint. Just looking at barking dog made me want to bite back. I usually restrained myself, but there was no law there. No reason to close more and more comfortable method. Talent, compulsion, the ability to break opponent's will with physical verbal violence. Charisma will increase according to the level. Your praise power and disciplines will slightly increase. This was an unexpected development. It was evident that my actions were successful. I won't say it a third time. The dog turned and revealed his belly. I received the club. Old Ebony Club. Equipment rate item. Rank E. A wooden bat made of top quality ebony wood. It seemed to have been made for decorative purpose, but performs well as a blunt weapon due to the quality of the material. Opa, that is mine. The woman looked at her feet due to her fear. Antonio did not answer. He just looked at the ground with a terrible expression. I asked the woman, any other weapons? Huh? I don't want to miss any other weapons. The woman shook her head. No, that's the only one. I thought it would be better to leave it to a man rather than wield it myself. Are you familiar with Ansunyon? She looked her head again. I just live in the building. I know that he is the manager. Today was the first time I actually talked to that person. A little while ago, he had called Ansunyo Opa. Now he was that person. I couldn't tell her type on one glance. A woman who was dependent on men. Today was the first time she spoke and to the red-haired man, but she had wanted over a weapon. She wasn't the type to be a competitor. I put the club into my inventory. Once I judge that it is safe, I give it back. I cut off her world. Even though she looked young, she knew how to behave. I pulled An Sunyun up. That way, you will take the lead. Excuse me, he should see. My words are serious. Look at this. It actually worked. The dog was trying to become a person. Of course, if he repeated the same behavior, then he might become a dog again. Just take a few steps. I will tell you the direction. Thus, they started and awkwardly moved together. It was successful. It was important that I now control the action of these two people. Grrr! The cries of goblins were heard in front of me, outside of my field of view. So many! Ansonian stuttered as he stopped moving. There were just two goblins right now. 5 had appeared in front of us. I could hear the cries from behind them as well. Excuse me, if I don't have the club, then my bare hands. Both of you stay there. Huh? Huh? I just moved forward. I went out with an athletic feet, punching the face of the one in the lead and waited for the other. Greg! I swung towards a goblin coming from the right. It was out with one hit to the chin. I kicked the wind on the left, then followed up with a fist. So far, I had taken care of 3 enemies. I stepped back and glanced behind me. Antonio had a blank expression on his face. I didn't need to worry about him striking me in the back. For now, I swung my fist again. Bam, bam, bam! There were a total of 9 enemies. After taking care of all of them, I leaned against the wall while breaking roughly. Even if I had a technique, it was physically difficult. The two people were looking at me with stunned expression. Cool! The woman made an admiring sound. I searched the pocket and found 20 coins. Ant's onions were shown, but there was nothing he could do. The woman's eyes also flashed. She was looking at me instead of coins. Incredible! She was the type of woman who caught your eyes. She carried a cardigan in her arm, while her outstanding body stood out in relief under the short-sleeved polo shirt. I made Anthony walk another way, and from then on, the woman started to speak earnestly. So, I am Yo Soo Yeong. Kim Hee Chul. You go to the O University? Yes. You are a boxer? You looked handsome. Nope. I thought I gave short replies. That just makes Yo Seong become more aggressive. But what are you doing with your headphone? Drawing a map. She was silent for a moment, pulling her headphone and drawing a map. And Sunyoon turned around the small cry that emerged from Yo Seong's mouth. What? Is there something there? Nope. I almost fell down. She shook her head and Anthony glanced at me. This was completely... I didn't respond, but I didn't try to stop it. He was easier to handle due to the presence of Yo Soo Young. Shit. It was funny that Anthony was handled by So Young, who claimed not to know him. Thus, we proceed through the dungeon. Goblins approached us, but they were sparse. It was maze, but the composition was so simple that it was comparable to the first floor rather than the second floor. Furthermore, none of the boxes from the second floor were spotted. We found the stairs that Ansunyoon and Yuseon came down. They were found a staircase leading to the 4th floor. Stairs. It leads to the 4th floor. Changes in the following floor. Dungeon space has expanded. You can encounter +1 explorer. Monster below rank D will emerge. Personal entry restriction 0 on 2. Personally entry restriction 2 people. The other 2 people expression brightness as they saw it. As soon as they turned in the corner in front of the stair, there was a hallway. It was big. The second floor has a large room with the dummy in it, but this always had dozens of time leisure. I was able to determine the size due to the torches were torches hanging from pillars that were arranged in a circular shape. It was very clear who lit the torch. The hallway has lowered steps that got lower as they headed to the center. Goblins were coming to the center. Oh my god. Crazy. Yu Swing and Ansunun cried out. We could hide behind the pillar and look down undetected, but the sight was enough to cause fear. There were dozens of goblins. Even if I had the combat power of an elementary school student, it was difficult to take care of such a large number. In addition, there were 2 superior goblins among them. Lime Goblin, Warden, type Hygiene, Demi-Human, rank E. They lead to the tribe's warrior, occupying the stair near the village and preventing any attack. Their physical capabilities are right above the worker. However, their ability to use combat tools such as whims can be frustrating and annoying. Rank E was the same as the dummy. There wasn't just one box beside them, there were 7, no 8 boxes. The boxes were all piled up and there was a staircase. It was quite different from the existing staircase. There was a geometric pattern around the stairs and had the same style as the wall's murals. Stairs. It leads to the 4th floor. Unique staircase. Lime Goblin habitat. Excuse me, are you planning to go down the stairs? I will look around. After replying to Ansunyun, he led the 2 of them around the rest of the dungeon. Apart from some goblins that showed up, the rest of the 3rd floor was the same. Some of other paths only led to dead ends. In the end, he returned to the hallway. Ansunyu and Soyunon's completion were pale. The 2 of them had finally realized something. Personal entry 0 and 2. The word safe was obvious attached to the stairs. 2 out of 3 people could go down the stair. At least 1 person needed to use the stairs in the hallway. They had to go throughout the guarding goblins. End of chapter 8.